Hello, and thank you so much for listening to The Act of Courage, a global health podcast series brought to you by Capracare, Inc. Capracare is a global health nonprofit that's bringing health care to the people of Haiti. I'm Joanne Hepperman. I am the International Service Chair of the Prospect Goshen Rotary Club located in Louisville, Kentucky. And I'm here with Jean-Pierre Louise, my co-host, as well as the founder and executive director of Capracare. During this third season, Jean and I will be talking with one another and others in the know about how Capracare, with Rotary's help, has brought cervical cancer screenings to the women of southern Haiti, saving lives. We'll talk about the journey. We'll talk about where we hope to go. We'll talk about where we are now. And we are thrilled that you're on the journey with us. Thank you. Welcome. This is the sixth episode of season 3 of An Act of Courage. And today is all about Capracare's conquering and surviving story. Jean-Pierre Louise and I are thrilled that you have joined us for this episode, and we're even more thrilled because we have with us Capracare's staff on the ground in Haiti, who somehow manage, by hook or crook, to continue to screen women as we work to rein in cervical cancer. Jean, I'd like you to do the honors to introduce us to your folks. And remember, I need you to wave so those of us who are watching know who you are.
Yes, Joanne, it's going to be very exciting, right, to do this. This is going to be an amazing episode here for you guys to hear the heroes behind the scene. So my co-host here, Joanne, and myself will try to do our best to translate in between. So therefore, you guys can have a good idea of what it takes for us to save lives in Haiti. So I will start with Molino, who is a director of human resources, budgeting, and also helping to us coordinate all of these mobile clinics. Molino? Then we have Ms. Joatami. She's the director of prevention. So Ms. Joatami is a nurse. So when you hear me say Miss, that's because she is a nurse. So she is a director of prevention services for Capracare. Then we have Miss Deborah. She is the program manager for prevention. And of course, both nurses do screening as well. Then we have Chantal. She is the director, chief operating officer, first in charge for Capracare in Haiti. Of course, she's an administrator. She also coordinates these efforts for our clinics. Then we have Miss Cindy. She is the program manager for our medical program. So she's the lead when it comes to coordinating all our mobile clinics. Then we have Yuri, who is the director of mental health. So Yuri and his team normally provide assistance in educating and preparing the women mentally for what they may be going through. Because a lot of them, for the first time, are being screened, right? So Yuri helps to calm them down before the nurses, do further education with them before they start their whole screening process. So, welcome everyone to our 6th episode. Today you'll get a chance to speak with our staff and hear in their own words.
We, as Jean mentioned, we will be doing some translating. Be patient with us. I think it'll be worth it. And for the 6 of you, it's wonderful to see you. Miss Deborah, it's good to see you. I don't know that we've had an opportunity to meet. And Yuri, I'm not sure we've had a chance to meet. So I'm glad to see you. I've seen all your other smiling faces in the past. And for those of you who are listening, if you want to see their smiling faces, you can find us on YouTube. We'd like to start, though, this morning talking about where we left off when Jean and I were last talking. The Capracare crowd knew that in order to serve the women of Haiti as they needed to be served, they needed a mobile clinic so that Capracare could go to the women. That was the focus of the second global grant, which was approved in February of 2021, amidst all kinds of unrest in Haiti, but nonetheless, it was approved. And so we had monies for the clinic as well as the equipment to outfit the clinic. The only thing that we didn't have, Jean, was a mobile clinic.
That's right.
Talk to us a little bit about the struggles in getting a mobile clinic.
Yeah, so let me see. Want me to ask them a question now, Joanne?
No, you're going to talk. You're the guy who found, well, maybe not, let's you and I talk about it. It's possible that you're not the guy who found the mobile clinic. Who did?
L'un te fait premier clinique, non? Qui est-ce qui te coordonné premier clinique là? L'un te fait machine là? Okay. So Dr. Cadet is the first person who had helped them to organize the first mobile clinic that they had when they first got the vehicle in July 2021.
And I remember trying to actually find that vehicle that wound up to be costing 3 times more than any of us had budgeted for it. Was it Dr. Cadet who actually found the vehicle for us, or somebody else?
No, it was a team effort. We were all looking to find, how do we get a vehicle in country that would serve the purpose. And as we were putting out the word, and someone came to us and give us a reference and said, hey, we know this guy in town who actually sells vehicles, and he does have one available. And then we went to check it out, and we found a nice, they call them Zoecan in Haiti, 2017. So yeah, that's how we got the vehicle.
And it actually is a Toyota Jeep. Is that right?
It's a Toyota Jeep, rough, how would you say, like built tough for terrain like this. They are the one that is often used in rural areas where it's very mountainous, where roads are, rugged, unpaved. So yeah, we have a Toyota 2017, aka also known as Zoecan, in Haiti.
And so we now have a vehicle, and Molino, you think all your problems are over. Can you talk with us about the very first mobile clinic visit?
Bon, pour nous vivre dans la première clinique pour nous de faire avec machine là, et ça m'a mis beaucoup à penser à d'accord dire ensemble des difficultés que nous avons rencontrées, surtout les parents au vidéo avec notre véhicule qui nous dit le téléphone.
So when we had our first vehicle, when we had the vehicle, to go to the places to have these mobile clinics, the roads were very bad.
Ça, le plus souvent, là, nous choisissons l'autre transport, ça, nous arrivons parfois en retard, ça fait nous fatiguer en pile, et ça fait...
When we had to use the other vehicles to go to the mobile clinics prior to having our own vehicle, it often made us, tired. We get there very fatigued, and sometimes we get there late.
Et ensemble, nous parlons de ça, et pour jouer sur le système, nous la supposé, parce que nous sommes là, parfois, ça arrive que nous ne pas supposé.
So as a result of us getting there late, we often were not able to see as many patients that we would like to see on those days.
Automatiquement, quand il y a nous venons Zoé qui entré dans Fonfrede, dans le bureau, nous.
Now that we have our own vehicle in Fonfrede.
Donc, nous tous contents, nous dit tout problème que nous avons au niveau de transport, ici.
We were all excited and thinking that all our problems were resolved around transportation.
Yay. We're thrilled. Now, who can talk with us about that very first trip with the mobile unit, where you went, how many people you served, what it was like?
Expérience que moi fait avec machine dans la première clinique là, c'est que
experience I had with the first mobile clinic.
Toute la patsoire du tout, t'es un pile wash, t'es un bon.
The roads were very bad, very rocky, very mountainous.
Mais ça pas déranger nous parce que nous connaissons, nous avons une machine, nous avons qui mène nous côté nous aller.
But that did not discourage us because we knew we had a tough vehicle that is built to make this kind of roads where we go.
Nous avons arrivé à l'heure de nous aller, nous avons retourné dans l'heure nous avons retourné pour papier, pour nous retourner dans le camion qui doit faire paquet de pages.
Now we had complete control of our destination. We can actually get there on time. We don't have to wait on the side of the roads after we were done for us to get picked up by the driver. So we had much more control of getting there on time and seeing our patients.
And so first time out, where did you go? Where did you go? Who remembers? Who remembers that first trip?
We went to Toirac in Kemperin.
And you were able to screen how many women? Do you know?
24 femmes télévisées.
We screened 24 women the first time.
Thank you. You proved that it worked.
Yes.
Oui.
And so you did it again?
Oui.
Oui. Nous avons fait un deuxième clinique mobile et nous avons 16.
And we had our second mobile clinic in this place called D6.
And women came there too? The women came to you?
For our second mobile clinic, we had 22 women.
And so we're off and running. This is what we think, right?
Exactly.
Oui, exactly.
Thank you. And what happened next?
OK. Quand nous terminons content, là nous avons machine là. Exactement, nous pensons nous avons fait un pilote clinique.
So we were very excited very happy, thinking that we're going to be doing a lot more mobile clinics.
Malheureusement, sans nous pas t'attendre, yo tremblement de terre,
Unfortunately, without warning, we had an earthquake.
14 août, tremblement de terre vient chavirer tout bagay nan men.
So on August 14th, the earthquake flipped everything that we were thinking about.
Ça vient faire kounya nous obligé à penser avec à faire plan réponse pour tremblement de terre plutôt au lieu de penser pour cancer.
So that now we had to start thinking and planning, immediately responding to those folks who needed our medical help, as opposed to going to continue to do the screening for the cervical cancer folks who want, for the women who wanted to be screened for cervical cancer.
Did the mobile clinic come in handy?
Fini bon,
C'était bien fini.
Nous venu dans un bon moment parce que si nous pas bien, parce que puisque toute notre institution a géré urgence, nous avons bien en pile difficulté pour nous être capables de vivre dans la difficulté.
So the vehicle came at a very timely time. As you guys can hear, all of the staff says we, that means yes, right? But if we did not have the vehicle at that time, it would not have enabled us to respond to the disaster and also assist other organizations who needed our support as well in responding to folks in need of help.
Ça qui te fait fierté nous dans le moment avec machine.
We were very, how would I say this?
Voilà.
Proud. We were very proud to have had the vehicle at that time to do our work.
C'est parce que nous-mêmes, nous sommes capables, comme première institution haïtienne, qui était capable de poser action, réponse avec frère et
Because we were the very first, as we were going out there, Haitian-led and founded organization to be able to help our own brothers and sisters.
Si nous pas faire penser ça,
because if we didn't have it, we would not be able to respond as us. And the reason why they say this is because all of the other institutions who were able to respond during the earthquake, they were not Haitian founded. So they were a mix of people who were leading the charge, but all of them, it was all of them. There was nobody else who was joining them. They were all Haitian staff, all of them who were responding to their own cause.
et nous pas aider un pile monde dans ce sens après des désastres, soit qui te gagne blessure ou bien pied cassé, tout ça pour nous être capable de prendre soin.
So now we immediately started to help out in other areas. So we brought out medical team to help out with folks who had broken bones, broken legs, and other injuries during the disaster.
Parce qu'en réalité, nous, dans le langage pas nous en Haïti, nous dit depuis ou bien véhicule, pas de route qui longue.
Because in our language, this says, you know, the proverb says, if you have a vehicle, there is no road that's too long.
Et une chose qui est importante et qui fait nous plus plaisir pour répondre que nous avons.
One thing that was very important and that gave us a lot of pride in our response,
c'est que dans le premier coup de nous allés,
the first places that we went to,
nous étions première instance qui était venue pour sauver les gens.
we were the very first person to reach those people.
Parce que pas aucune autre institution qui était venue bam le soin avec blessé que tu gagné, ça te gagne cassé, donc ça fait nous content en ville.
Because there were no other institution to have gotten to those people before us, and they were in dire need. That made us very proud.
Et tout, à part de blessés pour nous blesser, moun yo te expliqué nous tout comment te vivre vraiment test ça.
So apart from having the physical injury, they were also explaining to us how traumatized they were to have had that experience.
Et gen qui t'a prié parce que yo perdu famille yo perdu amis yo et ça devait vraiment personnellement.
Lots of folks were sharing how they lost their friends, how they lost their family. That really impacted us.
Et ça montre que l'importance que tu gagné, l'en t'a fait, l'en t'es porté réponse par yo à côté de ça.
That also showed us how important we were to be the first responders to reach those folks and provide them with services.
You were heroes. And we were and are incredibly proud of you. You helped us help as well. And we're grateful for that.
Thank you very much.
We saw the pictures of the long lines of the people who came that you served, and those pictures went out to all the folks we knew here in the United States.
Exactly.
What a deal. And you did this, though. You did this for, golly, 9 months. At some point, maybe 9 months later, you started the outreach and education again for cervical cancer.
Tout pendant que nous souterrains, alors une directrice nous a fait étude de situation. Là, nous commençons à partir de janvier, après 14 jours, les gains de l'institution de la réponse. Donc, depuis janvier, nous commençons à préparer pour nous faire éducation cancer école et pour nous capables, si nous capables d'atterrir ensemble avec le projet, ça va nous faire des stages.
So we actually started in January. Our director started to try to make some planning for how we'll pivot after responding to the earthquake to begin seeing folks. So we started early planning in January.
Et ça fait depuis mars 2022, moi rappelé que nous avons une séance d'éducation ensemble avec l'équipe dans 8 mars précisément sur cancer.
And I can recall we started to mobilize folks on March 8th by starting to let the first place that we were going to know that we were coming. And so we planned our first education around that time.
And so for a couple of months we did education, and then Dr. Helen Lau came to actually go out with the group to start screenings again. Is that right?
Exactement. Parce que depuis 8 mars, moi-même personnellement, l'institution a été déléguée pour faire éducation ensemble avec le groupe femmes, les AFKF, dans Cavaillon. Nous avons environ 200 000, mais nous n'avons pas enregistré 200 000 parce que nous n'avons pas écrit. Nous avons sensibilisé 200 francs, donc environ presque environ 100 000 qui étaient enregistrés.
Yes, so basically around March, we started to do education and outreach where we had already registered some 200 people to participate in being screened. So we had already registered about 200 people to begin to plan for us to go back and start to do the screening for about 100 of them.
And when the mobile clinic goes out, not only do you screen for cervical cancer, but you serve other people with other ailments?
nous capables de dire oui, les que nous allons faire une clinique mobile, là, ça nous porte un package by moun. Non seulement nous faisons dépistage cancer col matrice, nous faisons consultation.
Dépistage cancer prostate, acupuncture.
Santé mentale.
So when we do our cervical cancer screening, we also take the opportunity to see other folks as well who may have other ailments. So not only we do like the basic vital like blood pressure screening, but we'll have a team that'll come in and do some acupuncture, ear acupuncture. We'll also do things like prostate exam as well. Those are the main elements that our team provide, including mental health. So it's basically become a comprehensive clinic.
And so it took a while.
Capracare has a great dream to screen 25,000 women for cervical cancer. Every screening has the potential to save a woman's life. Your fingerprints, too, can be a part of this success story in one of two ways. First, you can take your support to the next level and become an active part of our mission by becoming a monthly donor. Join Changemakers, our monthly giving club, today. Visit capracare.org/changemakers to set up your donation. It's quick and impactful. The second way is you can contribute specifically to the Prospect Goshen Rotary Club's Foundation to help fund the next cervical cancer global grant. This next grant, through the magic of Rotary's matching programs, will provide funding to screen more Haitian women in more locations. Log on to the Rotary Club of Prospect Goshen's website. It's www.pgrotary.net to read more about how Rotary is working with Capracare and other partners to rein in cervical cancer in Haiti. From there, you can contribute directly to the Prospect Goshen Rotary Club Foundation to help fund the next cervical cancer global grant. Be a part of saving lives. It will change your life.
When we applied for the global grant, and it was approved in 2021, February of 2021, we thought we would be done about June of 2022, that the funds would have run out. But instead, I mean, that we basically had a 9-month delay. We had a 9-month delay, although the global grant did support the vehicle and the gas and the expenses associated with the earthquake, because that's what we needed to do.
Ça qui vient dans notre clinique là, c'est que nous avons plus d'opportunités pour nous faire plus de dépistage à cause non seulement nous avons véhicule, et puisque nous avons véhicule, ça vient faire que nous avons une quantité. Là, par exemple, nous avons commencé à 50, nous arrivons jusqu'à faire 100 dépistages par jour de nous déplacer.
Because we have our own vehicle, it presented us an opportunity to be able to do more screenings. Because now, prior to having the own vehicle, we would see an average of 50 people, but having our own vehicle now, we can go earlier and stay longer, and we're able to see an average of 100 persons doing those mobile clinics.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And how often do you go out? How often do you go out with the mobile clinic to screen people?
Des fois, 3 fois, ça dépend. Il y a une période où on a des 4 fois, mais bien. Par rapport à la participation.
So it depends. It depends.
Même il y a pas 2 mois.
Once we had our own vehicle, we would do anywhere from 2 to 4 clinics per month. it all depends on where we would go during that time.
And the women always come.
Oui, parce que nous gagnons un plan qui est bien organisé, parce que nous pas travaillons pour nous. Nous travaillons de concert avec côté nous qu'on fait éducation déjà.
The women's always come because we don't work by ourselves. We work in coordination with the folks in the area where we're going to organize for us to arrive there and begin work.
And they're glad. The women when they find out they'll have an opportunity to be screened, they're glad you're coming.
Oui, yo toujours content. Normalement, yo toujours content et bien toujours jouer en pile monde. Mais kounya, ça dépend de monde qui fait sensibilisation. Les vin parler moun yo clair pour qui ça a bien dépister, qui ça a bien fait. Yo tout fait, y a vini. Alors nous toujours jouer en pile monde, tout dépend de côté nous aller. Surtout pour Miragouane, ensemble avec l'autre côté nous fait kounya, nous pouvons jouer en pile monde qui vini. OK.
So the women's of A always show up in full because they the person that we organize with always explains to them the purpose, the objective, what's going to be done. So a lot of them come, especially in areas like Miragouane, in Aken. We often get a lot of people. Those are areas in southern Haiti, not too close to, but about an hour and a half away on the average, or two, from Capracare's office in Fonfrede.
And so there are more women who need you to come and make screenings available to them. You're not done yet, are you?
No, pas fini. Parce que c'est qu'on y a réalisé que nous avons gros travail que nous avons fait plus. Par exemple de Aken que nous avons auparavant que nous faisons notre dépistage Aken encore.
So no, we are not done. Now we're realizing our work is even more needed. We have a lot more people that we have to reach. I will give you an example of Aken, where we recently just had our most recent mobile clinic.
Nous avons deux cliniques que nous fait Aken encore. C'est vraiment étonnant que c'est deux équipes différentes pour toujours adjoindre 80% de familles. C'est pour la première fois qu'il a fait des dépistages dans cette école.
So I was talking about Aken, where we just did our most recent, actually we did 2 mobile clinics in Aken recently. And 80% of the women who shows up have never been tested before.
Yeah. Nous pouvons finir, nous réaliser nous pouvons finir parce qu'il y a un pile zone nous pouvons aller, faut que nous allons.
We're not done yet because there are so many locations that we need to go and we have to go.
Ça veut dire nous fait commencer toujours.
So for us, we just started.
Well, we know that because of you, over 175 women, you've saved 175 women's lives. You screened them and lesions were removed while they were still precancerous. And those are lives you saved, and we're grateful. Do you wish you had another mobile clinic?
Oh, oui,
For our listening audience, I hope you heard the we. For those of you who are watching, your reaction was priceless. Great. Well, you know, and the other kudos to you, you have trained nurses at Maison de Naissance to train women at their facility as well. I know a couple of you have done that. Can you talk about that for a minute?
Oui, expérience, comme cavalier d'expérience là, nous dépister, nous éduquer, nous apprendre.
Yes, we can speak about that. That we have trained them, we have shown them how to conduct the screening as well.
Même tout yo gen pou yo sauver des vies.
Them as well will now be saving lives also
Contre cancer nan kol matrice.
by being able to screen other women for cervical cancer.
And you're right. For every nurse that you train, it's more and more lives. Chantel, I agree with you. It's just the beginning.
E yo bagay ki m'tap reme.
There's things I would like to share with you.
C'est yon sort de carbone li tan pou non malet ploye lan deux. Tan pou lè nan l'entrée immobilière, kon jen difficulté, ou pa jen tab acceptable, nou mette moun yo couché, pou nou ka senti yo à l'aise, yo senti confortable.
One of our challenge is when we get to these places, we often have difficulty finding the appropriate table to screen the women. So there are these makeshift portable beds that are folding, that you can fold, that we can, if we can get our hands on those to be able to have a couple of them with us, it would make it easier for us to just set up shop to screen these women.
John, I think you need to make a note of that so that shows up on the list of equipment that we need for global grant number 3. What do you think? I want you all to know you are, to the Prospect Goshen Rotary Club, you all are near and dear to our hearts. And next time we are going to have the privilege, our next episode, we're going to hear from, I think, 3 women who have been screened as a result of your efforts and the difference that it has made in their lives. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you too. Alors, ma conclusion dit merci à nous-mêmes tout parce que sans nous-mêmes, nous pas arriver toucher autant de femmes et nous pas arriver sauver autant de monde.
I also want to add that I'm very grateful for all of your support as well, because without your support, we would not be able to have done the work that we have done to reach the amount of women that we have reached.
Nous sommes capables de faire grâce à nous-mêmes, donc avec support nous qui fait que nous sommes capables de venir jusqu'au côté que nous y lâchons.
That we can say is because of your grace that we are able to attain the amount of work that we have been able to do.
Nous apprécions que vous fiers de nous, mais nous
appreciate that you are part of us.
Mais nous allons dire que nous retournons en fierté parce que nous sommes vraiment fiers parce que vous êtes nous en plus.
That we also want to return the favor back to you and say that we are also very proud of your work as well.
Well, thank you. And I would like to suggest to the folks who are listening, you can have your fingerprints on this too. Follow us, donate, be a part of Capracare and the next global grant. Look at the difference that you can make.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Let your fingerprints be a part of this success story. Log on to Capracare's website at www.capracare.org/changemakers or go to the Prospect Goshen's Rotary Club website at www.pgrotary.net to donate today. Together we will save lives. You can also help Capracare's mission by subscribing to this podcast and leaving a rating and review. Thank you for growing our listening community.